what's up guys? So today, as you've seen from the title, I'm going to talk about how you can take amazing sky photography. Now, sky photography doesn't just mean taking pictures of the sun and the clouds. It's actually a mixture of taking pictures that really speak, alright? And for this, it's really simple. I'm not a professional photographer, but as I will show you a few pictures that I've taken just from my smartphone, not using any fancy camera, just my smartphone, and with a bit of tweaks here and there, and then with the skill of editing, there is a lot you can do that, you wouldn't expect your phone's camera to do. Now, all of us are using smartphones right now, and apart from the number of selfies and photos we take, I think very few of us actually go inside the menu or go inside the camera app and really tweak certain settings to get the best out of the photos. So usually we just take out our phones and snap a photo, right? At the most you will turn on the flash and take a photo, that's it. But there's a lot more you can do. So for this, what you need right off the bat is that first you need to have that eye that really knows when a good photo can be captured. Alright, it's not just like every day isn't a good day to take a good photo of the sky, because that's not up to us, right? At some point you will realize that you will start to gather that sense which will let you know that if I take a photo right now, this will come out really good. And this is especially true, at least in my case I found out, in high contrast situations when there's a lot of cloud as well as a lot of sunlight in one area. So that contrast really brings about a dynamic image. And this is the best when there is some storm coming and there's a lot of dark clouds and there is sun from a certain source, so you get really highlighted buildings in the front and you get that really dark sky with contrast in the clouds. So I will show you a few pictures that I have taken. In fact, the pictures you're looking at right now are from my phone. Trust me guys, I've used just my smartphone to take these photos, and I've done my editing on the smartphone itself using an app, and this is how the photos turned out to be. So as you can see, there are contrast areas, and that is what brings about this dynamic image. And guys, there is a debate that if you take a photo and then you edit it, you are modifying the image. But in my opinion, there are two ways to go about this. Either there is something so special in the image that just the authentic image itself, like you capture it, is enough to speak. Or you take a photo and there are a few things which the camera washes out, it's not able to capture. So you need to tweak it. And while doing so, if you tweak it to a point where it looks more appealing, you're not modifying clouds, you're not taking one cloud here, putting it there, putting the sun, dab at the center and removing the buildings. No such sort of editing. But editing which brings out a bit more color, which brings out a bit more contrast, a bit more clarity here and there. Something like that, which ultimately when you show that picture to someone, they really enjoy it. It speaks to them, They love it right off the bat. I don't think that's wrong. But there are two ways you can go about it. But anyway, let me just tell you that you don't need fancy cameras to take such photos. What you do need is you need a very good eye. You need to sometimes put your phone down and look up at the sky. And not every day is a great day to take photos of the sky. Sometimes the sky is just plain blue. Sometimes it's just too washed out for you to take anything. What you need to have an eye for are those contrast scenarios. If there's a storm, if there are clouds in one place and the sun is right at the back and there are like from the gaps of the clouds, sun rays are coming out. Those are beautiful scenarios where you can really maximize that photography. Now, what do you need to do with your phone? Usually we take out our phones, open the camera app, snap a photo, and at the most we use a flash. But I would suggest, if your phone does not have pro mode or manual mode where you can tweak the aperture, the shutter speed, everything manually, maybe you don't need that. Maybe that's a bit too advanced. What you can do is take out your phone, open the camera app, and when you're pointing at, say, the clouds with the sun, or maybe even without the sun, maybe a bit of the horizon of the city and the clouds, like the images I've shown you, tap on the place where you can focus, and as soon as you tap to focus, you will see most phones there is a bar that comes at the side, which there is a slider with either the picture of a sun or a bulb, or maybe when you focus right there the circle, a sun or a bulb appears, and it's a slider which you can increase the brightness or decrease it. So most often when we take a photo, the highlights are so washed out that we lose around 80% of the contrast in that scene. We lose detail, that's the main thing. So if you tap that slider and bring it down, you will immediately see that all that extra brightness or exposure that was washing out all the details starts to vanish, and you get a lot more contrast, and immediately you see that the whole scene looks more dynamic. It's not always good to increase contrast in post, because then your pictures tend to look a bit artificial and cartoony, unless that is exactly what you're going for. That is a different topic altogether. But if you want to make it look as natural and as appealing as possible, this is one way to do it. Now, apart from this, there is an app that I regularly use to edit at least 98% of my photos, and that is a app by Google actually. It's called Snapseed. You might know it, maybe it's installed, you don't use it. That is a brilliant app, and there are a number of ways you can actually use that app. You need a little getting used to that app. There are so many things you can do about it, and it's a free app by the way, but I leave that app for a separate video. In fact, right now you can just click on this card over here, and you can see that there is a video I have done about editing with Snapseed, how to make your photos look really good. You can see that tutorial, but I will do a separate tutorial on from start to finish of how to take the photo and what you can do with the manual settings or with the brightness slider and editing. So let me know if you guys want to see that video. I will do that in detail. But right now, let me just tell you guys, what you need is a smartphone, and you need an eye that can really judge that scenario as to this is going to give me a brilliant image. And scenarios where it's not good enough, so you can pass on that. Like I said, not every day is going to give, you cannot guarantee cloud formations, obviously that's up to God, but you need to have that eye that can really judge that moment, and you can quickly snap a photo, and then you can either edit it, or if you don't want to edit it, like I said, just bring down the exposure a little bit using that slider and take a photo with much more contrast. So hope this helps you out. Try it out today itself, it should help you. And because this is the monsoon season in India, so you're going to get a lot of these opportunities of stormy clouds and those scenarios. So keep an eye and do take those photos, and if you post them, whatever, let me know, show them to me, and yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to PureCast9 if you want to see more such tutorials about photography. As always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.